intergenic gene interaction. Already we have seen about intragenic gene interaction. So gene interaction between the genes located on the same locus, a pair of alleles located on the same locus. So in between the dominant and recessive allele, that kind of gene interaction, intragenic gene interaction. So when interaction takes place between two different genes, so two different genes in the sense that are located on different homologous chromosomes. So that one located in one of the same homologous chromosome, but here different homologous chromosomes. So that kind of gene interaction is called intergenic gene interaction. Intergenic in the sense, you just see that here, this one dominant over this one. W, capital W, then another one recessive one, capital W, small w. Dominant and recessive. This one allelic pair. Capital Y, or capital Y, small y. Another allelic pair. So this is another allelic pair. But these two are non-allelic genes. So where are these non-allelic genes? Non-allelic genes located on different homologous chromosomes. This is one homologous pair, this one another homologous pair, located on different homologous chromosomes. So when interaction taking place between such alleles, such genes, that kind of interaction is called intergenic gene interaction or interallelic gene interaction. Okay. So interlocus gene interaction means what? Different loci or different chromosomes. That's why interlocus gene interaction takes place between alleles at a different loci, between alleles of different genes. There are different types of intergenic gene interactions. So one of the examples is dominant epistasis. Of course, you will see various kinds in that. So one of the examples for intergenic gene interaction, dominant epistasis. Now, what is epistasis? See, it is an interaction between two non-allelic dominant genes. You see, two non-allelic dominant genes, they interact in such a way that these non-allelic dominant genes interact in such a way that one of the dominant gene produces its phenotype. For example, capital W controls formation of white color fruits, whereas capital Y controls formation of yellow color fruits. These two, when these genes together produce only white. So that's what gene interaction. What kind of gene interaction? Intergenic gene interaction. So two non-allelic dominant genes interact in such a way that one dominant gene produces its effect. One dominant gene produces its effect in the presence of another dominant gene. One dominant gene produces its phenotype even in the presence of another dominant gene. And then, so in that condition, one dominant gene, that is capital W, suppresses the expression of capital Y, inhibits the expression of capital Y. See, capital W controls white color fruit, capital Y controls yellow color fruit. But when these two genes together, in a sense, white is epistatic to yellow. So, the dominant epistasis. So in this interaction, the interaction takes place between two non-allelic dominant genes in such a way that one dominant gene produces phenotype. One dominant gene produces its phenotype irrespective of presence or absence of another dominant gene. That gene is called epistatic gene. Now, the gene which is being masked by epistatic gene is called hypostatic gene. Okay. So that's what two dominant alleles, white fruit, actually two dominant alleles, genes W and G. W and G. W controls white color, capital G controls yellow color. Now, you just see that here two dominant alleles interact in such a way that two dominant alleles in the sense capital W and capital G, two dominant alleles interact in such a way that one dominant gene suppresses the effect of, that is capital W suppresses the effect of capital G, dominant gene G. One dominant gene W suppresses the effect of another dominant gene G, located at different locus on non-homologous chromosome. This is one homologous pair, this is another homologous pair. They are located on different homologous chromosomes. So this kind of gene interaction is called dominant epistasis. Of course, intergenic gene interaction, then it is dominant epistasis. Dominant epistasis was first reported by Sinnett in cucurbita pepo, summer squash. So summer squash in the sense cucurbita pepo. In cucurbita pepo, there are three different fruit color. White is epistatic to yellow. Yellow is dominant over green. Yellow is dominant over green. Three different fruit color. White fruit is epistatic to yellow fruit. Yellow fruit is dominant over green fruit. A cross is made between white fruit variety to yellow fruit variety. White fruit variety to yellow fruit variety. All the offsprings in the F1 generation were white fruit. Why? Because of dominant epistasis. So it is an interaction between two non-allelic dominant genes in which one dominant gene suppresses the phenotype of another dominant gene. The gene which masks the expression of another dominant gene which suppresses the expression of another dominant gene is called epistatic gene. The gene which is being masked, suppressed, that gene is called hypostatic gene. So white is epistatic, yellow is hypostatic. Yellow is dominant over green. When the F1 hybrids were self-pollinated, the offsprings produced in the F2 generation the ratio of 12 white is to 3 yellow is to 1 green. So here and all, the dominant gene capital W, in the presence of single dominant gene capital W, the phenotype it results in white fruits. See, white fruit appears in the presence of two or single dominant gene capital W, either in the presence of capital G or in the absence of capital G. So that time what happens here? The white fruit appears. So white fruit appears in the presence of dominant gene capital W. Now yellow fruit appears 1, 2, 3 yellow. Yellow fruit appears in the absence of dominant gene capital W, but in the presence of dominant gene capital G. 1, 2, 3 in the presence of capital G. Now green color appears in the absence of both the dominant genes capital W and capital G. So this is what? Dominant epistasis. So in dominant epistasis, it's an interaction between two non-allelic dominant genes. So this is what allelic, this one allelic. This one is allelic. Whereas these two are non-allelic genes. So here you can just see the non-allelic dominant genes. It's an interaction between non-allelic dominant genes in which one dominant gene masks the expression of suppresses the expression of another dominant gene. This phenomenon of masking effect is called epistasis. The gene which masks the expression of another dominant gene is called epistatic gene. The gene which is being masked is called hypostatic gene. So white is epistatic to yellow. Yellow is hypostatic to white. Then yellow is dominant over green. Okay. So now a cross is made between white fruit variety to yellow fruit variety. In some aspects, a cross is made between white fruit variety to yellow fruit variety. All the offsprings in the F1 generation were white fruits. When the F1 hybrids were self-pollinated, the offsprings produced in the F2 generation, the ratio of 12 is to 3 is to 1. 12 white is to 3 yellow is to 1 green. Why? It is because of dominant epistasis. Okay, what is dominant epistasis? It is an interaction between two non-allelic dominant genes. Non-allelic dominant gene. So which are allelic dominant? Capital W, small w, allelic pair. Capital Y into small y, another allelic pair. Whereas capital W into capital Y, non-allelic dominant genes. These are non-allelic dominant genes. So when non-allelic dominant genes interact with each other to produce which color? White foods. Why? The W gene, capital W, dominant gene capital W suppresses the expression of capital Y. Not capital Y, capital G. Suppresses the expression of capital G. Yellow. So that's why you get white. Okay. This is what dominant epistasis. Then there are various types of intragenic gene interaction, intergenic gene interactions given to you. Let's see this. Intragenic or allelic gene interaction. So here under that you get following example: incomplete dominance. Incomplete dominance noticed in flower color in Mirabilis jalapa and Antirrhinum majus. Mirabilis jalapa 4 o'clock plants. Then the phenotypic ratio, genetic ratio 1:2:1. Codominance. And codominance example: ABO blood group system in human. The ratio of that one, phenotypic ratio of that one, 1:2:1. Intergenic or non-allelic gene interaction. Here various examples given to you, but only one you have studied about only this. But all the examples given to you with the ratio, just go through only the ratio. Dominant epistasis ratio 12:3:1. Recessive epistasis ratio 9:3:4. Supplementary gene ratio 9:3:4. Complementary genes ratio 9:7. Then duplicate genes with cumulative effect 9:6:1. Inhibitory genes 13:3. Duplicate genes 15:1. So these are ratios. Just go through only once. Dominant epistasis example: fruit color in summer squash 12:3:1. Recessive epistasis flower color in Antirrhinum 9:3:4. Supplementary genes grain color in maize, Makkad grain color in, actually it's not maize, it should be given as a sorghum, but I don't know why it is given like maize, but it is not maize, it is only sorghum, but anyway it's given in your book, maize 9:3:4. Complementary genes flower color in sweet pea Lactarius odoratus 9:7. Duplicate recessive genes example: fruit shape in summer squash. Inhibitory genes leaf color in rice plants 13:3. Duplicate genes seed capsule shape in or fruit shape in shepherd's purse Bursa pastoris. So these are the example: duplicate genes ratio 15:1. You just go through the ratio of the example. So that's enough for this.